There we go. Okay. So a lot of us are real excited to share with you what we have learned in regards to Zinzino. My name is Carla Nelson Wolf, and I am here in Clear Lake, Minnesota right now. I was a former teacher and counselor, and I was one that really thought that I was healthy. But when I heard about Zinzino and Zinzino's balance test, I decided to take the test and found out that it wasn't as healthy as I thought I was. But I think that's what one of the best things about Zinzino is we can test it. We don't have to guess, we can test. And I can tell you, it has been 10 years since I have been in Zinzino. And instead of feeling 10 years older, I feel like it is 10 years younger. And I think there's a lot of people that feel the same way. So we're going to talk to some other partners and tell their stories about what their experiences are and why this has been working for them. So the first person I'm going to pull on is a gal who is from Chicago, and her name is Bibi Frederick. Bibi, the test, would you tell us quickly your product story and what you know about how important this test is?
Yes, I'm Bibi Frederick, and like Carla said, I'm in Chicago, and I have a background in nursing, and my experience was pretty amazing. About 6 years ago, I had got severe knee pain and was limping around and feeling like I was 90 years old, and saw an orthopedic surgeon, and he could see my cartilage was getting really thin. And instead of getting knee replacement, I started taking the Extend, the multivitamin that helps rebuild the tissue. And after a month, I was better. After 2 months, I didn't have any more pain. And I can't tell you, to this day, I'm still so relieved that I can walk around without pain. And it's some simple products that, or not simple, but it's 3 products that we use. So it's very easy for us as consumers, but they're very efficient in getting you your best health.
And I think one of the most important things is we start with that test. So
yes.
Number one, let's tell about why people test or what you get out of testing. And because that's really telling you about one of these products. So what is that test actually explaining?
Yeah, so the test, it shows you how well your body functions based on what you're eating. Mm-hmm. And it's also a test that kind of gives you a picture of your future health, because what you're eating today is affecting your future health. And so it's like a really great warning sign for most people. Like 99% of us fail it. So it's a great wake-up call, because you get it black and white. Yes, my body is not working the way it should based on what I'm eating, and it makes people want to make changes.
And I think when we start getting people the right things in their body, they start to feel better. You start having a knee issue like you had, and it's making you feel better. For me, I have more energy now than I probably did, years ago. It's
right.
And I'm feeling better. But
right.
So let's hear some of the stories about what Zinzino has done for others. I will let some of the people here unmute themselves. Maybe we will hear Leslie first. Leslie, would you please let us know your story?
Sure. Thanks for having me. My name is Leslie Schreiber. I'm from Aiken, Minnesota. I've been a house cleaner for over 30 years. I have suffered from chronic back pain, and I've had to be carried into the chiropractor. Actually, I had an open door policy with the chiropractor. And, one day I was volunteering at the community meal, and I was having bad back pain again. And some lady saw me and she walked up and she said, if I had something that would help, would you be interested in hearing what I had to say? And I said, yeah, I would. So she tested me and I got on the balance soil. And about 3 weeks later, actually, my pain in my back went away. And we got my numbers back after 120 days, and it was a 37-1. I was feeling so great. And, I haven't needed to go back to the chiropractor since. And I did receive my second test after 120 days, and I was down to a 4-1. But I was feeling great. I was more agile. 4 years now, and I haven't needed the chiropractor. My lower back hasn't gone out, and I'm more fluid than ever. So I'm really grateful for my new friend and for Zinzino. So thanks.
I love that. And you can really tell how the passion that you have about it when you start feeling better, when you didn't know it was out there and you found out it was out there. One of the things that I have noticed is you were talking about this balance number. And I think I'm going to have Bibi come on again. I want you to explain, what are these numbers that she is talking about?
So what we're measuring, and it's a simple dry blood test you do at home. You just prick a hole in your finger, put a few drops of blood and put it on test paper, and we send it to a lab in Norway that specialize in this. And so what they're testing for is the balance between omega-6 and 3. So omega-3 is from fish or algae, and omega-6 is from different oils and fat from meat. And we need both of them, but just in the right balance. And the balance is really key. So you want to have a 3-1 balance. So no more than 3 times the omega-6 to 1 omega-3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that number is super important. And what I have really found interesting is it just makes sense to me. If your body's 100 trillion cells, you want your cells to be working. And healthy cells is a healthy body. And so that cell membrane needs to be flexible so you can get your nutrients in, but you also need to get those toxins out of the cells to be healthy. And you should have the same amount of omega-6 to 3. So 1-1 would be the best. Mm-hmm. No more than 3-1. And
right.
That's what Leslie was saying. Her numbers were way off. And once she got into balance is when she was feeling the difference. Now, I can say personally, when I took the test, I was shocked because I was 34.4-1. And somebody who thought that was healthy, it was crazy. But now, knowing how important it is, I am now 2.8-1. And that it makes me feel like it's the best insurance plan out there, because I know what it's doing. So that test is really important, right, Bibi?
It is. And we think of all those signs that, like Leslie's back and my knee, different things. We think of it as aging, but it's really malnutrition. Mm-hmm. If we just get the right nutrients into our body, it's amazing what our bodies can do in repairing itself.
Absolutely. And that's what we see when people have issues. And I'm going to bring on another gal here named Lily. And she has had so many things. I'm going to let her tell her story because to me, that is super powerful. Lily, would you tell your story?
Yes, hi, thank you for having me. My name is Lily Borisen and I'm from Edinburgh, Texas. And I'm just super excited to be here because one of those situations when I came to Zinzino, I was under diagnosis of very few years left, 2 to 3 years left. And I was fighting for my life. So the problem is that at that point when I came to Zinzino, I was on 22 pills daily, 22 pills, IV shots, IV treatments and shots as well. So it was very, on top of too much, very expensive as well. So the problem is all of that was not taking me only to just, I was surviving. But when I came to Zinzino and I did my test and my results came a little too high, more than what I thought. Also, Carla, one of the things that caught my attention was the mental strength, because there's several categories on that test. But the mental strength, I was going through difficult circumstances and I was stressed out, like many people are nowadays. And my mental strength test result was 49.8. I have not seen another one that is that high. But the thing is, I was 22 pills daily. I was on shot treatments, on IV treatments, on 17 years of this crazy journey. But thank God, when I came to Zinzino and I started the health protocol, in my case, I started with 4 products because I included the Viva. The Viva was amazing, amazing. Till today, it's amazing. So I love the Viva and I love all the other products that I'm taking, because everything is natural. Everything allow me to come back into a 3-to-1 on my second test. And now I know that I also, if I stay on 1-to-1, I'm working, I'm like, woohoo, every single day. So I'm very thankful to Zinzino. Thank you, Zinzino. Thank you, Carla, for having me here. I'm excited.
I love that. I love that. You can definitely feel that excitement. Yeah. And okay. So with all of the different things that we're hearing from different partners, Bibi, this one of the things you mentioned were 3 products, but Lily's talked about 4. Maybe now is a good time to talk about what are these products, because the first thing that I definitely recommend is the health protocol. Let's talk about that, and then I'm going to go to what Lily said. But what is the health protocol? We've heard number 1. We want to get into balance.
Yeah, the health protocol is a very simple way to really improve your health, kind of reset your health. And it's 3 products. And the first one is the balance oil. And that's the one that ensures that you get enough omega-3 into your body. And that one we can show you too on the test that is what happens. So most people, 99% of everybody fails the test. And then after 4 months, we retest people, and then we can see that you're getting in balance if you're taking it. If you're not in balance, we know you haven't taken it. Mm-hmm. But this product really works. And then we can talk about optimal brain health, optimal heart health, boost your immune system, mm-hmm. Great for joints, muscles, eyes, skin, hair, nails. It's a long list of things, right? But it's every single cell in your whole body where the cell membranes become healthy. Mm-hmm. And that in itself is an amazing product. But then we also have the multivitamin, the Extend. Mm-hmm. And that one is the one that helps rebuild your tissue. And that's, for me, it was my knee, but it's actually in your whole body where your tissue gets rebuilt more than it breaks down. It takes care of that imbalance. Mm-hmm. And it also boosts your immune system, which is something we all want, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
With or without COVID, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we have something for the gut, a prebiotic. And a lot of people use probiotics, but they're kind of iffy. They don't always work so well. Mm-hmm. But this is a prebiotic that feeds all the bacteria in your gut. And we have different size in your colon, and they have different bacteria that needs different fibers. And so that's what this provides is all the fibers that those bacteria needs for you to have a healthy gut.
Mm-hmm. And those 3 things together are what we call that health protocol. And yeah, most people are starting on that health protocol, but there's quite a few people who are taking what we call our health protocol premium. And right. That's where we're adding Viva. And Viva actually means life. And as Lily, you heard from her, it's like getting your life back. So would you explain a little bit about what Viva is?
Yeah, so Viva is for stress, mood, and sleep. Something that a lot of people struggle with, even before COVID, but even more now. And so it's a product that works very quickly. It's non-addictive, and it's very healthy for your brain as well. And the main ingredient in that is saffron. And it's something that's been known in Persia for about 1,000 years that it's good for your mood. And we studied a little more and we found out it really affects your sleep and stress as well. So that's a fantastic product.
Absolutely love that. And, you know, when people are having this reset, I mean, it's like getting their life back. I think of it as like a computer, and you push, you know, your computer's stuck and you push Control Alt Delete, and it's just like, yes, it's all new again. And actually, that's the kind of thing that we're hearing from people like Lily, having all those issues and getting life back. Or Leslie, when you've had, you know, such back issues and it's really making a difference, it's just life changing. So let's have another person come on here. Donna, I saw you would like to, would you just tell us a little bit of your story also, Donna?
Hi, I'm Donna Suterbaland from North Bay, Ontario, and I've been health-minded my entire life, as supporting my habit of regenerative farming by being a hairstylist, but I was also in a car accident when I was 17 and have dealt with chronic pain for the last 38 years. I started taking the balance oil the end of April, and within a few days, the chronic stiffness that I had started to go away. My pain levels have gone from a 9 out of 10 down to about a 2 out of 10. And I've dropped close to 40 pounds in a little over 2 months, with more energy than I've had in 10 years. I am ever so grateful for the balance oil. Here in Canada, that's all we can get, but it's doing amazing things for me so far, and friends of mine. And so I'm so excited to share this with anybody I know, because I know it will help their health.
And dear, so you just have the balance oil in Canada. You don't even have the entire health protocol or the health protocol premium. But
Looking forward to it.
so you were health minded. You had, you know, you did a lot. You raised, you know, you could do your own vegetable garden and all that kind of thing. But what was your test scores when you were testing?
That blew my mind. I haven't had my second test score yet, because I'm only about 85 days in, but my first one was 23.6 to 1, which was better than my mother's, who is 37 to 1, but it's still way out of balance. And I thought I was doing a lot of things right, but apparently I was definitely missing my omega-3s. And that meant all the things I was doing right weren't working for me, because my cells weren't functioning properly.
Yeah, but though that number, and I think one thing to let people know is it does take 120 days. So when for your blood cells to be renewing, so you know, your brain cells and skin cells will renew quicker, but those red blood cells just take time. So when Donna says it's only been 83 days, when she does hit her 120 days, we'll be able to see your second test then. So we're looking forward to it. Wonderful. Okay, so but we hear so many stories when people are getting into balance. So what I think I will do is I'm going to put it out there and say, is there others who would like to tell their story? Please unmute, and I will have people open up and tell what your story is for, and you can hear, these are not rehearsed, they are not, we did not plan who was going to say what. We just want people to hear how passionate we are about what it does to get your body into balance and what the health protocol is doing for people. Do we have another who would like to tell their story? People will have to unmute.
I will. I'll go, Carla, since the dogs are being quiet at the moment. My name is Amber Wilcox. I'm originally from Minnesota and moved down to Florida. Like some other people, I thought I was healthy. I didn't have any complaints. I didn't have aches and pains. Ate relatively healthy. I exercised And my first test that I took was a 33.6 to 1. And from the stuff that I heard, I knew that that was not good, and that ultimately I would start feeling the effects. I am now. I've been at the company for a while, so I've had multiple tests, but my most recent test came back at a 2.7 to 1.
Wow. And can you feel the difference? You know, and you were healthy and you look healthy. I've known you, as for people who don't know, she is my sister-in-law, so we've known each other a long time, but you were shocked at that first number. But now knowing what it really does for you, what would you say that it's done for you, even for peace of mind?
It's an insurance policy. You know, I know that I've had neck issues, not pain, but I knew my neck wasn't the way it was supposed to be. And I knew that eventually, as I got older, it would definitely start causing problems. Mm-hmm. I did find out earlier this year that I had some bulged discs. I don't know if I still have them. I did have some tingling in my hands back in January, and that's now gone. So things are my body's trying to heal itself the way it's meant to do it. So for anybody out there that's wondering, or that is even thinking, well, you know, I don't need this, we really do. Everybody needs to get in balance to prevent the stereotypical age-related diseases that are going on out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Amber. And yeah, I mean, we heard, you know, Zinzino has done over 1 million tests now. And after 1 million tests, 97% are out of balance. And if you're here in North America, we're at 99% that are out of balance. So everybody is definitely needing this. And I can see, Nancy, you unmuted yourself. Would you like to tell your story? I see Carrie, you've also put your hand up. Could we hear your guys' stories? Nancy, would you go first, and then Carrie?
I'm Nancy Callan from Duluth, Minnesota. And the balance oil, I mean, it has given me my life back. Last November, I was a mess. I had broken bones in both my feet, and I was healing from those, shooting pain in my feet at night. I also was recovering from 2 years ago going through cancer. I had neuropathy in my hands, couldn't hold a pen, couldn't write. And right now, when I went in the balance oil 3 days after, the pain at night quit shooting in my feet. I have not had pain since last December, like 3 days after I took the balance oil. And the neuropathy in my hands, I'm a musician. I am now playing, I play organ in my hands and my feet, and I can write. I had to actually write ABCs and learn to write all over again, but I'll be 80 in December. And Zinzino has given me my life so that I can be active and enjoy my times.
Oh,
I just have to say thank you.
that was, it just makes you feel incredible to hear that, Nancy. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Oh, Carrie, I'll have you also unmute here. Would you tell us your story?
So that almost brought me to tears, Nancy. So
I'm doing the same thing. So I'll breathe
I know.
and hear when we hear these stories. But actually, you have an incredible story too.
Yeah, so in 2017, I started taking the product and signed up with the company. And when I did my first test, my test was 140 omega-6s for every 1 omega-3. And as you had mentioned, we're supposed to have 5 to 1 or less. I had to pull over. I was driving, and so there's motorcycles. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you just fine. We don't even hear the motorcycle.
Okay.
So thank you for stopping,
Well,
and sharing, and being safe on that road.
Yeah, that was really loud. So anyways, I was taking the products faithfully. I stopped for a short period of time because my job required me to work extra hours, and I just lost track of time. But I too had a lot of pain in my feet, and so I waited to take my second test till 8 months. I had pain in my neck. I had fallen when I was pregnant with one of my children, and I worked in factories. I had 5 pregnancies, so my feet hurt all the time. I really like wearing high heels, and I wake up in the morning and feel like I had been dancing in my heels all night long. And it was really hard to walk down the steps. But after 8 months, when I took my second test, I was at 40 to 1. And I'm waiting on the results of another test now. And but I have been using the products for a long time, and as more came out, and as I was able to afford more, now I'm taking more, and it's helpful. It's really helpful.
Wonderful. I love to
yeah.
hear everybody's story of what it's doing when you're letting your body work to heal itself. Bibi, wouldn't you say that is some of the most rewarding things to hear when we're out promoting the health protocol?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I live for stories like this. You know, there's nothing better than when I hear some of my customers to say this or that is not bothering them anymore. And the more I hear, the more I'm like, we have to get this out to more people, right? We have to share this amazing key to your health. You know, it's just become, the more stories I hear, and I think we all feel like that, the more we're like, yes, we got to do this more, right? And share this, because it's so incredible and it's so easy and efficient, you know. So something everybody
I did want to, one more thing before I go, I did want to mention that I'm taking the product called Aqua X. My gallbladder was removed, and apparently the gallbladder, one of its functions is to digest fats. And so there's one that's called Aqua X.
Okay. Well, yeah, and that might be one thing that we could also touch on here is the 3 things that we want everybody to hear about is definitely the health protocol. And I always add that, Viva, because it's so important, as Lily said, that mental health just is so important. But in regards to getting into balance, one of the first of the 3 things we've talked about, we have balance oil, which a lot of people are taking with different flavors on it. You can take it as a capsule. You can take it as Carrie was taking. It's the kind that has an emulsifier in it. So if you put it in liquid, it will dissolve if you have issues with oil consistencies. But there's a lot of things you can do to get into balance. Then we have that prebiotic, as Bibi said, and the Extend is our multivitamins. Those 3 things together is that reset button for the health. And yes, feeling that difference really, you know, and hearing the stories is what we really want to get out there. And actually, when people hear about this, and people who are tuning in now, if you've just tuned in and are hearing about what Zinzino has done for so many people, you know, people can choose to, you know, sign in and become a customer of Zinzino. For whoever invited you on here, or you heard this from anybody, you can choose to become a customer, but people can also choose to partner up with the company. And both options, it's totally up to you, whoever's listening, what you would like to do. And actually, one of the things that's super important to know is how it's the same price for the products, whichever way you choose. Now, Bibi, for me, I was so happy when, as a teacher and a counselor, I didn't think that I would have done something else. But for me, when I had the change in me, I wanted to test my children. And I have 4 kids and 2 grandbabies. And my youngest son was helped so much from this that I wanted everybody to hear about it. He was a kid who really lived in his own world, and I was shocked when he had such a high test score, and he changed so greatly that that's when I knew I needed to get the word out to more people, not just for me, but also to share with a lot of people. And you knew my son, so you knew the changes in him and what Zinzino had done for the family.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I saw him right as we started with the balance oil, and he was that typical kid who was in his own world and didn't like to eat a lot of food, and no eye contact. And it was incredible to see the change in him and hear you tell how he would come close and hug you, and things like that are just so precious, and how it impacted your whole family. That was amazing.
And that's when I knew that I wanted to tell more people about this. And so many people were like, had different issues, and I could say, hey, have you ever been tested? And people were like, okay, let's prick my finger, and it doesn't hurt. There's no issues with getting tested. It's really quick and easy. It takes 1 minute. And when they found out what it really could do, the story started to spread. Now, I chose to partner up with the company, and after a year and a half, I almost doubled my teachers' wages. And that's when I was able to have the choice of, did I want to continue teaching, which I did love, but my kids were more important to me. So I am very grateful that I was able to have that choice to stay home. What about you, Bibi? You also chose to partner up with a company. Would you just tell a little of that?
Yeah, so I, like I said, I have a background in nursing, and I've always valued health. And when I heard about these products, that they really get to the root cause of things, and it's something that pretty much everybody needs. I was sold. I was like, this is exciting, and for me, I was a stay-at-home mom at the time, and I wanted to help our family financially. But I was frustrated because all I could find was like jobs or where you would make maybe $10 an hour and not come home exhausted, so it was like I wasn't really getting anywhere with that. And then being able to do this and help people in such an amazing way, and have residual income, so you do your job once. If you do it well, you keep having an income from every time people buy it, right? So that residual income also, I think, is really exciting.
Well, in Zinzino, we also call it the break the zero income, because most people are working hard all month and making their income and getting that paycheck. And then at the end, you're paying your bills, and you're starting the month again with a zero.
Yeah.
So how can you break the zero? Well,
Right.
if you're understanding the balance products and you're recommending this to others, when people get started and they understand balance, we're having people stay on and taking those products. So what you do and start people this month, most people, once they get it, they're buying month after month after month. And that is a breaking the zero. So you start your month with an income. And that income can be whatever you want it to be. There is no loft. We can create income, making customers and sharing this with more and more people, or we can actually find others who are looking at ways to create that income. And there's a lot of people out there that are doing the same thing. Is there anybody who would like to tell a little bit about, and whether you've been on and told your product story or not, we would love to hear everybody's story of why they're doing Zinzino. Who would like to go first?
Can I go first?
Absolutely. We will let Lily go first. Lily, would you?
One of the main reasons for me when I first started Zinzino, after a time, because I came in a difficult health circumstance. on top of that, I was aching and doing all these situations. My body was hurting from head to toes. It took me, I wanted to say this, it took me a little while. It took me more than 120 days and to get better. But when I started noticing I was getting better and better and better, I finally decided, okay, I can't just stay quiet. So when I started sharing the product and my own story and the benefits of it, by the time I knew, I was making a little money first. Then I was like, okay, I need to see why I'm getting paid. I didn't even know. And I was excited about helping people, number one, because by helping myself taking the products, all of a sudden my family was getting signed up, and I was seeing the benefits on my parents, my kids. It was just going from me to family, and they had struggled with my situation. So I signed up, and then I decided, it was something here in my brain, like I have to do it. I cannot stay quiet. This is too good to keep it for myself. 17 years of paying big bills, some medical bills, and lots of medication, lots of craziness. And then to have it for free, because I was just paying at that point only my shipping and taxes. So I was like, people need to know this. So I started sharing a little more, and I went through a very difficult circumstance. My father passed. My mother moved in. She's 87. I have an oldest brother, moved in. So I was like not working for about 6 months, trying to get my mom to stay alive. And this is very personal now, but I'm putting it out there, and it's so true. I went like down again. So I don't know, maybe just that happens to me, but maybe other people can relate with a story like this. I was back down to zero. So I started working, sharing, really is just sharing and having fun sharing it, because it was something so good for my body, and it was making me act and be normal. And so when I started doing this, all of a sudden, like 3 months into it, I'm like, okay, is this correct? Am I getting this money for real? So it was amazing to partner with a company, and not only that, to have other partners now. And as I have more partners, now I have a company. Now I'm working for myself. Now I'm getting broke. I've broken the zero, and now I'm seeing more and more good things. And now I have a Zinzino family. So there's so many benefits in all of these, not just the health benefit, the financial benefit, the family, the friends, and be able to help other people as well. And that's just amazing. 100% success rate on all the people that's taking the products in Zinzino, and that makes me very, very proud of having a company, being part of the company as well. So that's my story. I have broken the zero, and I'm going to continue to share this.
And I love that we actually not only are helping ourselves, getting healthier and creating that income, but we're actually, the only way that we're creating more income is by helping others. And I know that when we want to really have that purpose, and I think a lot of people like to do things that give them a purpose. And so for me, it really has given a purpose. Like I said, I feel better now. Now that my kids are out of the house, it was the best thing I got from Zinzino. But now I have 2 grandchildren, and I feel better than ever. So I'm using more energy running around after my grandbabies. And people are always saying to me, Carla, you seem like you're looking younger. And I know that this is the best anti-aging on the market. So I'm going to spread that to a lot of people too, of, if you want to be feeling better, you want to look better, you want to feel younger, we don't have to be getting older. We can actually feel better, just by giving your body what it needs to heal itself. So just, I'm sure that there's a few others out there who would be willing to share their business story of why they are doing Zinzino. Anybody else would like to share their story?
I'll
Sure.
go.
Okay, well, we got two people that said it at the same time. We'll do Leslie first.
Go ahead.
Leslie?
Hi. Again, my name is Leslie and I'm from Aiken, Minnesota. And as I shared before, I've been a house cleaner for over 30 years. And, my problem was that it was a really lonely business. I love the fact that I could make as much money as I wanted to, but, it was really super hard on my body. And there wasn't anybody ever to talk to. So by joining Zinzino, I joined a community, I joined a tribe, I joined people that cared about their health, that cared about helping other people, and we could get better in life rather than sitting in front of the TV and watching TV for the rest of our life. So I wanted to do more with my life, and you hang out with the 5 people that you want to be like, and so here I am without answers, but I know that by being here, I will improve my life, I'll improve my mind, I'll improve my body, I'll improve my friendships and everything else. And I can make as much money as I want to make and help people in the process. And I don't mean to say that backwards. However, I'm going to tell you a little story. A little story is I've always tried to find out why people, okay, let's talk about my mother. My mother is paying a lot of money for some nutrients for her thyroid. And I go to the chiropractor, I did, and I needed help with that as well. And he told me to take iodine. So then I started investigating and going into Google and asking about these different things, these problems that people were having, and finding out what exactly the nutritional deficiencies were. And I was floored. So I'd like to help people walk in a different direction that I feel is the right direction. And it coincides a whole lot with my own faith. And I probably am not supposed to say that, but I'm going to. So I'm here, I'm grateful, and I'm learning and I'm growing. And it's a beautiful place to be with very beautiful people, helping the world to be a better place. Thanks.
Well, I think it's also nice. You said, you now have a community, and the things that you liked about, having your own business was being your own boss and, working and making as much as you wanted to. And here it's the same thing. You can make what you want to, work when you want to, but yet you have a community of people and people lifting you up and people to work with. So wonderful, yeah. Leslie. I heard one more that said they would tell their story also. Would you be willing to jump on?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, there was 2 again. Okay. We will start with Donna and we'll take one more after that. Go ahead, Donna.
Hi, I'm Donna from North Bay, and reason why I'm
hearing the feedback. Just a sec. Jackie, I'm going to just have you mute yourself first because I could see it was coming from the background from there. So if Jackie, you'll mute, and then we'll have Donna tell her story first, and then Jackie after that. So go ahead, Donna, and we'll have Jackie after that.
So as I shared earlier, I'm a regenerative farmer who supports the habit as a hairstylist. I was able to raise my children while working at home. Both of those things are very labor intensive, and my injuries had been making it so I could do it less and less. I've been familiar with direct sales marketing, and I know it works for people who work it. My husband is very close to retirement, but we're not close to being able to have retirement without a substantial income. So this was the first thing I've seen in 30 years that gave the direct sales benefits with a product that everybody needs, or close to everybody needs. And we were able to be tested before and after taking the product to see whether we needed it and then if it was being effective. And with all of those things being yes, it was like, okay, I need to run with this because my husband needs to come home from working that 40-hour-a-week job so he can be here too, enjoying our farm.
Oh, I love that. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, now let's hear also, Jackie, I saw that you had unmuted. Let's love to hear your story.
Hello, I'm Jackie and we live in Bayfield, Wisconsin. And I am a retired nurse, and I'm really not retired. I'm a nurse, I'm retired, but I think once you're a nurse, you're always a nurse. And we were introduced to Zinzino about a year and a half ago. And at the time, we knew that we wanted to start the health protocol. And we were asked, do you want a partner? And I said, no, we're retired. I am not interested. I am not a salesperson. I have no idea how to sell anything. No. And we went back we were wintering in Arizona, went back to our little trailer. And I started thinking about what exactly an omega-3 is and how it helps the body. And being a nurse, you would think I would have known that. No, that it's incredible what the omega-3s with the balance oil can do to help our bodies. And from there it went, Jackie, how can you not share this? You're a nurse, it's been your lifelong commitment to help people. And so that's how we got into partnering. We called, it would happen to have been Don and Jeff the next day and said, yes, we do want a partner. And for any of you folks out there who are like we were, I can tell you that the support system with Zinzino, the integrity of Zinzino, I have never seen in any other job that I have ever had. So thank you, Zinzino. It's been a godsend for us.
Love to hear that. And so yes, there are a lot of reasons to be looking at Zinzino. Number one, if you are looking at a way to be getting healthy or wanting to feel healthy again, or wanting to feel younger or look younger, those are great reasons to become a customer. Now, if you're looking at a way to create some extra income, there is no limit to what you can earn, and the comp plan is incredible. So it's really simple to do. You're sharing your story, and we're going to continue to do so. Actually, I'm going to end the call for tonight here, but I want to, we're really excited in Zinzino because we have a goal that by 2025 of having 1 million people in balance. And I definitely believe that we all together can do that, but we are wanting to share this information. And so if you are looking at becoming a customer and finding out what you can do, we can share this with others. We actually have a loyalty program where you can get your products for free. We can also do that as a customer by sharing this. So why not invite even more people to join in and hear even more stories? Tomorrow, and I'm recording this so that people can also pass it on. So today, when we're recording this, is July 20th, and we're going to do this again tomorrow at 8 o'clock Central Time, 8 p.m., so that we can have even more people on. So I'm going to challenge you to invite more people to hear about this tomorrow. And if you want more information, what do you want to know first? Write that question that you have down and let the person know who invited you here on this call. We want you to feel better. We want you to look your best. And we also want you to create that income, whatever your goal is, We want to help you create that income, whether it's an extra $500 a month, whether it's an extra $5,000 or $50,000 a month. We can help you create whatever income you want. We will make a plan to do that. So from all of us here in the Team Zinzino North America, we thank you for joining us, and we hope you were able to get a lot of information, and we're looking forward to share and get the stories all around the world, all around globally. So we'll hopefully see you again tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for joining in, and we'll see you soon. I actually will have you, anybody who wants to unmute and has any questions, I will stay on here, or if you have any comments. I can even put on here, everybody can unmute. So I'm saying unmute if you have any comments or questions. Did you enjoy it? We can start with that.
Yes.
Yes. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it's really great to hear everybody's stories. And
We'll
how
be here
about our guy from, how about our, now it's almost 4 a.m. from Poland. Are you glad you were able to join in today?
Oh, super excited about my first day. I feel, powerful now. I know how to do it. Even now, I was text to my friend in USA to make more connections. And I have a question. Maybe someone can help me with my first presentation about this product. And because maybe I can have some calls. I got friends in USA, and I want to share this product with these friends. Maybe someone can make a presentation with me or from me, and I can learn.
Absolutely, and we have them come on same time tomorrow, and yes, and we do these different times, so we'll keep posting, and you can always that way you don't even need to be doing presentations. We'll just come on and you can hear again tomorrow. So you'll be waking up tomorrow at 3 a.m. You'll be setting the alarm again.
Oh, crazy, great. So I have a motivation to have a morning exercise and morning schedule, wake up early, do some stuff. Yes, amazing. Yes.
Absolutely. But that's what I remember when I got started, and I had sleepless nights because it was super exciting. And that's but we're all excited to get the word out all over the United States and all over the world. So
Yay!
okay. So thank you all for being on. We will jump on again tomorrow for anybody who wants to. And if anybody has questions, contact the people who you heard this video from. There will be a link if you would like this exact video to share with friends and family. And we'll be doing the exact same thing tomorrow, same time. So invite everybody you know to come on and hear more stories tomorrow. And thank you for all of you who shared. We'll do the same thing tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.